What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, guys, today is going to be the day that we're going to be visiting the lunch buffet here at the resort, and it's called the Atlantic. It's honestly, there's two, because there's two sides to the restaurant. The buffet's, let me kind of take a step back here so I can explain it, because it took me a while to actually figure it out. But basically, it's one big buffet, and then the restaurant part of the buffet is split into two parts for an adults only called the Caribe, and then like the general main buffet, which is the Atlantico. They're just seating areas. One's for adults only, the other one's for families and normal, I guess the regular one. And then it's all connected to the same actual buffet. That's what we're gonna go to. But the buffet doesn't open until 12:30, and right now it's about 11:50. So we decided to come over here, and I figured I'd show you guys a video of the place, but basically we're coming here to the Bavaro Cafe, which is like a cafe that opens pretty dang early. The breakfast area is typically open, but we kind of got up late, so we like to come here. This is the third time that we've been here before we go to the buffet. And basically, we just order a few lattes, or my wife, I think she's gonna be ordering a caramel macchiato, and then you have a few little bakery items, kind of like a Starbucks almost. But it's all from the Dominican Republic, and it's basically in-house resort cafe, but it's pretty dang good. It's pretty delicious. So coffee will come out in a moment. I'll show you guys. Maybe if my wife ended up getting a sandwich or something, I'll show you guys that as well. But then after that, we're gonna head over to the buffet. So I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, awesome. So we are here. This right here is the coffee that you get. I love the coffee and like the cup that they give you. They give you a little bit of this little small plate that we're gonna put under it. And then of course, like I said, even though we're gonna go eat, my wife really wanted to get some croissants because she loves the croissants here. Let me just kind of pour this brown sugar on here. Thankfully, it's light brown sugar. We'll mix it in a second here. Wife went and moves the camera so we can have a better angle here. There we go. And then, guys, this right here is the little croissants that they give you. And then of course, even though we're about to go eat because we're just waiting for the buffet to open, she ordered a cupcake because they're so delicious. We've had it before. But enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this coffee up, but I wanna show you guys the little croissant sandwiches. Amazing. And keep in mind, again, this is all included with the all-inclusive. So my wife and I like to tip a lot because even though it's an all-inclusive, you know, I still wanna help out. So I do tip pretty much all the time, but despite that, you know, technically you don't have to. I would really highly suggest you do, but technically you don't have to. So all this is included. You can just come pick it up and have like a small snack, small meal, coffee, and go. But you guys gotta check this out. All right, guys, so this right here is the croissant sandwiches. This is actually a pretty big one. We usually don't have them that big, but they usually put serrano ham. This one has like a very small slice of tomato in there and some cheese. And by serrano ham, it's basically prosciutto. And then this other one has a better piece of tomato. It's exactly the same. So usually she gets two different ones. I guess she got two of the same ones. Cupcake here. I don't think I'm gonna have any today, but usually you have either like carrot cake cupcake or a banana. This looks like it might be the banana nut one. You have a little bit of whipped topping on top there, of like icing, I guess, and then it has beautiful little decorations and a little piece of chocolate. And then of course the coffee here, which I'm really excited to try. It's delicious. The coffee themselves here, man, are pretty dang good. Gotta get that sugar to dissolve. Honestly, it doesn't even need sugar. It's just so creamy, it's really delicious. I'm gonna eat the smaller one here. Let's go ahead and try this out. You guys know that a consistent complaint that I've had in every restaurant we've been to has been the bread being a little bit stale or just not like extremely fresh. That doesn't happen in this little cafe. At least with all of the breads that I've had here, I've had croissants and I've had one little sandwich, and the bread feels super, super fresh. Tomato adds a little bit of freshness. The serrano ham, it's not overly salty like some of the prosciutto you find in the States. It's a little less salty. Cheese is great. The mayonnaise, I know it sounds strange, but the mayonnaise here is some of the best mayonnaise I've ever had. The only rival it has is Kewpie Mayo from Japan, but it is like the second best mayonnaise I've ever had. I don't know why. Anyways, my wife was just telling me your hair is a mess. And it's because I had that hat on since we took a shower and left the hotel room. But with that said, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. So I didn't really show you the muffin. I don't really want to eat it right now because I'm about to go to the buffet. So I'll see you guys once we get to the buffet. Awesome. So we are here at the buffet. As you guys saw, this buffet is massive. This honestly reminds me, it's very reminiscent of Las Vegas buffets in the States because there's a little bit of everything. I mean, you guys saw it. You have like the rice section with the Dominican food. You also have like the vegetarian section. You have vegetables. You have a whole bunch of different charcuterie. You have some fried foods. You have basically a meats dedicated section. You have an Italian section, which is the only one that I would say doesn't look that great. You have, I mean, there's just so much here. Usually you have a Mexican section too, but I didn't see it today. I guess the menu does slightly change every day where they add new items, but most of the items are pretty consistent through the stay. With that said, I tried to grab a little bit of as much as I could to kind of show off, mostly protein to be honest with you, but you guys gotta check this out. So this right here is the buffet area, and this is the plate that I decided to get. You know, you have your little salad cutleries, and then you have your regular cutleries here. This is a cheese from Triple Golpe. Honestly, I'm gonna try it again today. I didn't like it last time. I thought the cheese was very lacking. You have some amazing plantains. These are cooked just the way I like them. This right here is new. This is beef stew. It seems like it's a little bit overcooked. It's a carne guisada. This right here is sweet and sour chicken. Honestly, this didn't even have a description. I'm just gonna try it. I don't know what that is. Here you have arroz moro, which is super popular here in the Dominican Republic. It's just basically rice cooked in like black beans, but then I believe the staining of the black beans goes into the rice. Super delicious. I put a little bit of guisado, or sancocho I mean, which is basically their regular soup for the country, and I put it on top because it's just delicious. It has like pork and yuca and potatoes and stuff. That's gonna be amazing. And then this right here is really interesting as well. I know this has a name in the Philippines, and I know it has a name as well, but I can't remember right now. But this is just, they literally have a bowl dedicated to all the crispy rice from all their white rice bowls that they make. And then of course, these are some super thick cut fries. And then right here, you have a sirloin that is cooked medium. So I'm gonna try this food out and just see how it is. Now, I myself already know how all this food is because I've had it multiple times. And honestly, guys, I mean, it's not the best of the best food, but dang, man, it's pretty dang delicious. And you have so many choices that you can customize. You could, if you wanted to, you could have it every single day be a different meal in the same buffet, every single day. It's not bad, but because it's been sitting there for a bit, anything with the fried cheese or anything like that, it honestly isn't as good as when you have it, when it first gets made. I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. This is the rice I was telling you guys about. Nice and tough and crispy. I don't know, burnt rice like that and toasted rice has like such like a unique taste. You guys really gotta try it. Now we're gonna try some arroz moro doused in sancocho. You get a little bit of thickness from that broth because of the yuca that's like dissolved in it. You have that pork flavor, that black bean flavor in there as well. All comes together so freaking well. This is a delicious bite. The sancocho itself kind of acts as a way of like a binder to have like a beautiful, nice, wholesome like forkful of rice, and it's just so freaking delicious, man. Because it's already super flavorful, and you're just adding another layer in there. This is the only one that looked a little strange. It looks like it's very dark, like almost burnt. Try it out. It's actually super tender, full of flavor. I'm gonna take one more bite, and I'm gonna show you the inside. So in all honesty, it is definitely overcooked. I wish it was a little bit less cooked, but nice and tender. Really good flavors from the broth, or not the broth, but I guess the sauce that it's cooked in. It really seeped into the steak, so that flavor's coming through. This, it's almost on the point of being too salty, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab one of these beautifully golden cooked ripe plantains. We're gonna go ahead and try that out. Bottoms up. Oh yeah. The sweetness of that plantain tones it down just a bit. Oh my God, that's so good. You can ask my wife. The plantains here are cooked perfectly, like 90% of the time. Oh, all right guys, now we're gonna try the sweet and sour chicken. I've actually never had this here. Just gonna go ahead and try that out and see how it is. Wow, chicken's really, really good. It's nice and tender, very good flavor, but it is covered in that sauce. And that sauce isn't like your typical sweet and sour sauce. That is a homemade. You can see some of the thickness when I'm pushing this back and forth of how it gathers together. Because honestly, I taste so much orange and citrus in there. It is crazy. I can almost cut this whole thing with a fork without even needing to use the knife. Of course, when you use the knife, it's a lot easier. But I mean, this is just phenomenal, especially how well it coats this. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and try another bite. I will be honest though, it kind of took me back because it's really strong, the sweet and sour. It's not overly sweet, but it's very citrusy. That's pretty normal and typical for like any homemade sweet and sour sauce, but man, I just wasn't expecting it. All right. I can't say it enough. You have to have those plantains when you get here. We're gonna cut the sirloin. Let's try this out. Sirloin, I always find it to be really good. It's almost always cooked medium, super juicy as you guys can see. It's like on the outside, you have a very thin layer of like crispiness, very thin, but by the time you get it, it's a little bit soggy. But it encases the potato on the inside, and it literally just eats like I'm eating a mashed potato bar. That's the best way to describe it. All right, guys, awesome. So we are here in the last little plate of dessert. There's so many freaking options. It is insane. But I went ahead and got the most unique looking ones that you don't really find in the US. There's a ton more, to be honest with you. I just got the ones that I wanted. But they also have, like I showed you guys, they have a gelato station. They actually had rum raisin as one of the flavors. And my wife ended up getting it. But with that said, let's check this out. All right, guys, take a look at this. So you guys already know this is the elephant ears. I love these. I don't know if they're gonna be as good as they normally are, but I'm gonna try that out here. This right here, they have different brittles every day. It seems like today's almond brittle. They actually had sesame seed brittle, and that was delicious. And this looks like Black Forest cake, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. I will try it out. And then my wife got that one right there, and then she also got this, which is the rum raisin gelato. So, enough said, we're gonna go ahead and dig in, see how this food is, or see how the dessert is, and go from there. All right, first thing I wanna try is the almond brittle. Nothing is added except the brittle. Everything else is literal almonds just stuck together. So the flavor is really good. A little bit of bitterness from the skins of some of the almonds that are in there, but it counters it with the sweetness, so it's not overly sweet. It's delicious, delicious bite. Let's go ahead and try this one out and see how it is. Sugar coating could be a little bit better. It's a little wild, but enough talking. Let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so here we go. You can see all the little layers. This is so simple. I don't know why I like it so much. I just do. Kind of wish the sugar was spread out a little bit better. It's still delicious nonetheless. All right, the last thing we're gonna try is this Black Forest cake. Tiny little spoon here, or fork actually. Let's go ahead and grab a corner piece. Let's try this out. Oh, I don't like that. And I'll show you guys why. Don't get me wrong, it's super delicious in flavor. But you guys see that right there? I thought that was chocolate. That is a whole cherry in there. And it's just, it's so potent and sweet that I honestly can't even take another bite out of this. It just completely killed my palate. See in there? It's a whole cherry. Super delicious. It almost tastes like black licorice. So again, don't get me wrong, it is really good. There's nothing bad about it. I just don't like any type of cooked vegetable. I'm sorry, any type of cooked fruit. And since this was cooked while in the cake, it's just way too sweet for me. But I'll try to grab a little bit of the cake and stuff around it and see if I can have it without the cherry. Even that has a piece of cherry right there. All right, there we go. This doesn't have any cherry in it. Even though the cherry flavor is still in there, it's really good when it's not, because it's not overly sweet. It all goes together really well. But the cherry for me just kills it. Oh, last thing I'm gonna try is my wife's rum gelato. They do actually have an ice cream shop here. We never got to visit, but enough of that. Let's try this out before it keeps on melting. Wow, that is delicious, but that is super strong with rum flavor. That is insane. Oh, my wife's gonna love this. Oh, honestly, this is some of the best rum raisin, gelato, ice cream, whatever you want to call it that I've ever had. The inside's nice and creamy. It is melted a little bit because we've been sitting here the whole time. It has little tiny pieces of chocolate mixed in within the ice cream, and it has some beautiful raisins. Oh man, this is, I know it doesn't look that appealing because it melted, guys, but this is absolutely divine. Honestly, I'm gonna have one more. I'm gonna give it to her because I know my wife really wanted it. That first bite though, I was not expecting that strong of a rum flavor. Guys, this honestly has been an absolutely amazing experience. Being able to eat here every single day for lunch and even for breakfast. It's been a little hard for me to get the breakfast timing because we've done a few excursions, and by the time we have to leave, it's already too late for us to have breakfast and for me to do the video because I couldn't take the GoPro with me to some of the excursions that we did. So I'm gonna try tomorrow. Tomorrow's our final day here. I am gonna try to see if tomorrow I can go ahead and get a video of like the breakfast buffet. And I wanna stick with this buffet because in all honesty, the other buffet is right at the beach, so it's really convenient. And they do have some options there, but it's like literally maybe a third, or I would even say a fourth of the size of this one, as in food options. So in all honesty, I would just say stick with this buffet. We did that buffet on the first day, and I think we did it once more in the entire 6 days that we were here, and we just didn't go back. Not because it was bad, it's just that there's no reason where this is just an extra 5-minute walk to not come to this one. So I really wanted to show this one off. I'm gonna try to see if tomorrow we can do this one again, and I'll do the breakfast if time allows. But with that said, guys, thank you so much. I really hope you guys are enjoying this adventure as we are, but I will see you guys next Sunday. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And don't forget to like the video just to make sure I can keep doing content like this, because this is truly an amazing experience and I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, and I really appreciate it. So hopefully if things keep going the way they are, we might be able to do things like this more often, and that way I can really show people, because I know when you're picking an all-inclusive resort anywhere, whether it's Mexico or there's always, you know, Mexico, Bahamas, Jamaica here, there's so many other places you can get one. It's always a battle to know exactly which one you should go to that's really worth the price, where you get an excellent experience but don't break the bank. I know some people don't care and they just go to the nicest one, but there's a lot of us out there that, you know, we do have options, even though it doesn't seem like we do. So that's another main reason of when I decided to come here. I wanted to make sure to do a food review, because this is one of the better rated review places. But I wanted to do the experience myself, because I also read a lot of bad things and a lot of bad comments. So with that said, guys, thank you again. I can never say it enough. And as I was saying before, I'll see you guys next Sunday. And until then, just